Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Central Sports Pod. Today we're going to start off with an icebreaker. Favorite sports movie? I'm going to have Brant start us off today.
I would say my favorite sports movie is Remember the Titans. Just a little bit of teamwork, growth, and just overall awesome movie. Best sports movie, best football movie, way better than any other.
Mine has to be the one with Kevin Durant in it. Thunderstruck. Thunderstruck. I love that movie. I have just like memories with it when I watched it when I was younger. I think it was like one of the first sports movies I ever watched. And I watched it on an airplane, so I don't know why. But I really like the movie. And it's like the best Kevin Durant like era. He's in that acting for it. So.
All right, for me, if Cars doesn't count, because I know it's a little not real sports, but fictional, but I'm going to go Moneyball. No, it's a bit of a less like sports, like team focused movie. It's more just like the economics of it. But I just find that really interesting, just because I don't know. It's things that you just don't normally think about when you're like watching sports, and it's really like interesting and driven story.
For sure.
If we're going with the classic, I'd have to go Space Jam. Always like that. But two recent ones that I really liked was Hustle and Champion. Champion right here in Des Moines, actually. Champions, yeah.
I actually really liked Safety also.
Oh, yeah, that one was good.
Never seen that one.
Yeah.
I actually don't like Space Jam.
Hustle with the Sixers and
Hustle
Champion
is good.
in Des Moines. So, next we're going to go recently. We're going to talk about the Giannis trade.
Yeah.
And since last time with the Trae Young trade, we predicted it's the today's date is Wednesday, January 28th. So that is our filming date.
We're filming around noon.
Yes.
Yeah.
12:44.
As a person, who successfully predicted the Trae Young trade, knew he was going to go to Washington, I have to say that I think that Giannis is going to go to a big market team this time around because he wants to win. He hasn't won in a little bit now, a couple of years now. He's honestly quieted down a little, or became more quiet over the past few years. So I do think he's going to go to a team that is in it to win it, someone who's going to be competing for this year and years to come. So I think potentially the Warriors could be his destination.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Well, because, who would the Warriors give up?
I think they're going to give up Jimmy Butler and Kuminga.
You have to give up so much for him.
I would never imagine the Bucks going for Jimmy Butler as he's out for the season now.
Yeah.
It's going to be a way to – I don't think that's going to be the main piece of it. I think it's going to mostly be draft picks. I think that Jimmy Butler's going to be in there to clear up some cap space. And for someone who's actually going to, be a good person, like a good, piece of that trade, it's going to be Kuminga. Maybe if they can get rid of Pods also. I don't think that they're going to want him, but it's basically –
Bucks fan, please no.
I think for the Bucks, it's mostly trying to change your guys' next few years because obviously they've dug themselves into a really deep hole, no draft picks, so they need to gain those back.
Yeah.
The
the
we
Warriors,
do have the Pelicans pick this year.
I don't think they even want players who are going to be the star. I think they just want draft picks.
Did you see, though, that they said if the deal isn't right with draft capital or a young player that they'll probably wait until the offseason?
That's what I was going to say. I think my hot take on this, I guess, I don't think he's getting traded before the trade deadline. I think it's going to be in this offseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say I don't think that the Warriors are an ideal trade destination for him because obviously he's getting to the end of his prime, and I just don't know why.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Bucks would want that because they're not going to be able to get a young player. I'd say honestly a big like an under the radar team might be like the Nets, who like Cam Thomas. He's up and coming. He might be good for them. Just just be developing and help them get good draft picks because obviously he's not the most winning player.
I do believe that if he were to go to the Nets, I just don't think that'll make that much sense because I don't think Giannis cares really about the scoring titles or anything. Like obviously if he wants to go there, he's going to score a lot of points. He's going to be the team leader. I think he wants to win. If you want to try to assert yourself into top 20 conversations, which I believe he still has the time to do that. He needs to go somewhere where he can win because at the end of the day, championships matter most to me.
Well, also, what I was thinking is it's not Giannis's decision. He might be like, I want to trade, and the Bucks can be like, all right, well, we've been paying you all these years. You brought us a championship. Thank you, but we're going to do the best for us.
Yeah.
So, Damian Lillard with Portland, he was lucky to get a good trade. He easily could have got a trade to, a worse team. So, maybe even he could go to the Heat for like Bam Adebayo and some picks.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Tyler Hero.
kind of like that, honestly.
I think Ja Morant's more likely to go to the Heat, though, if we're being honest.
Mhm.
I mean, Grizzlies might also be a trade destination.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this trade deadline is going to be exciting. And, I mean, obviously, you might get
Yeah.
traded this offseason.
Not even huge stars are going to be the exciting part, but teams that are competing who are going to add more pieces that, don't have huge roles on their existing team, but are definitely going to go to a new destination where they're going to be competing in the playoffs and are going to have to find their role.
Yeah,
Do we think MPJ is one of those guys that's going to get traded?
potentially. I mean, I'm looking at
No.
the Sixers for
think
finding
someone-
their missing piece because, obviously, last night they would look very good. Paul George
Jared McCain.
was on fire. Jared McCain. Joel
back.
Embiid, 24 in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, this Sixers team looks legit, but I still feel like they're, missing that piece off the bench that can just bring that extra firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the Detroit Pistons, circling back to Giannis Antetokounmpo, I know I keep getting the ESPN notifications of him potentially going there to in division in conference, kind of a rival team. So I don't think that it's going to happen. I know the Pistons always have these rumors of trying to add a key piece to their team to go to the championship, but I'm fine with what we got right now. I think a
honestly,
lot of
if I were-
teams aren't going to want to sign someone like that.
Ethan,
If I were the Pistons,
uh,
I wouldn't want that.
I would say they're not rivals because last time I checked during Rivals Week last week, I didn't see a Pistons-Bucks game, and I know those are all the rivals in the league. So
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Pistons should go for Giannis at all.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't think it's a good
their
idea.
future is so good. They're gonna have to trade away.
Probably Jaden Ivey,
Hicks,
Ron Holland,
Jaden Ivey.
Tobias
Jalen
Harris.
They might
could
even
bring
have
back
to.
James Wiseman.
They might even have to trade like Jalen Duren. They're gonna have to trade at least one key piece to their roster for Giannis, who obviously is amazing.
Expensive.
But if they want to really build a dynasty, which I think that the Pistons have an amazing chance to do, they have the pieces. Just wait. You have time.
Yeah.
If not this year, then next year. I think you're going to the finals and probably to the championship.
I would hope so. Hopefully.
All right, should we move on to NFL?
Yeah, sure.
All right, the conference championships just happened last weekend. Super Bowl is set. Let's first go into these individual games. Broncos Patriots, a snowy, weird game. What do we think about it? The Stiddy party of all games.
Very interesting game. I thought
know-
the Patriots were going to destroy them, but
Yeah.
obviously that did not happen.
I think conditions is what prevented any
Yeah.
crazy destroying. I think this is honestly, if you're the Broncos, this was the only chance you had at winning is if you had these type of conditions where
Yeah.
you had to run the ball pretty much.
I mean,
I
Drake
think the
May's
decision making at the end of the game, though, was
It was
not
bad.
Yeah.
Not good.
Drake May's been on fraud alert this entire playoffs, and he looked terrible, terrible this weekend.
CJ Stroud
But
got into him.
but he still managed to make it to the Super Bowl. So I don't think Drake May was really the reason they got there. I think you got to look more into Vrabel, the
their defense,
the new
in my
Vrabel
opinion.
era.
Yeah.
I love the
defense.
defense.
Christian Gonzalez.
The defense was able to get pressure on Jared Stidham almost every play. And
Yeah.
Jared Stidham was very visibly uncomfortable in the pocket
Yeah,
and just did
that's-
not have the time to make reads and make
Obviously,
decisions.
the defense looked really good, but that's also because the quarterback did not know how to work the pocket. They're not a skilled quarterback. He was running 20 yards back some plays. Of course, you're going to catch up to him eventually. If you're running 20 yards back, they're going to pursue you. They're not going to, just try to hold their gaps. They know it's a pass. They're going to, get
He's
up.
not skilled.
No, he's not skilled. I
Wait,
mean, I know.
but I
people-
thought he was he's starting caliber. That's what the Broncos said.
I thought that the only reason they were close, or the only reason that people tuned in to watch that game is because of the PR stunt that they managed to pull off to
Yeah.
try to make it seem like this was going to be a good game, which it wasn't. It was obviously close, but it just wasn't an enjoyable game.
And I definitely would say that this was the Patriots' game plan. Keep Stidham uncomfortable because obviously any player who's a backup quarterback in the NFL is capable of finding gaps, hitting passes. But if they could make him uncomfortable and not let him get into a groove, that was going to be their game plan. And they obviously executed it well. And, nearly every play they had pressure on him, and he just was not able to do what, the Broncos wanted him to do.
I think
Defense wins championships, but I don't know if that's going to be the case for the Patriots. Also looking over at Seattle, which if you want to get into that game next.
Well, I think before we move on, I think the one thing that really stood out to me about this Patriots-Broncos game is that it was an AFC championship, but because of the conditions and because of everything, we never really saw the Patriots play at what level they're at right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to cause the Super Bowl to be a little bit like the Patriots could be a surprise just because they've played this like terrible game, and maybe like they're going to shock people because a lot of people are going to have this fresh in their memory. So I think some of the lines might be a little skewed to the Seahawks just because the Seahawks game was such an offensive battle, such like a big game, but this Patriots game was just a dud of a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Seahawks game.
Yeah, Seahawks-Rams. I know the whole entire season we were saying Seahawks have one of the best defenses, but it seems these past few weeks the scores have been out of the roof, except for the blowout game. Other than that, I feel like a lot of
I got to make an apology.
Yeah,
I feel like
Sam Darnold was a little better than I thought he would be.
he was not a little better. He was very good.
Yeah.
He was very good. I like Sam Darnold.
Everybody else here has been just hating on the Seahawks week after week in these playoffs.
He still wasn't better than Jordan Love, though. So,
yeah.
Well,
I still want to see what he does in the Super Bowl, though. But he has been proving himself more.
The Seahawks, as a team, have been proving themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just mean my main question mark was Sam Darnold.
But if we want to circle back to the defense, I don't think their defense has really looked that good. I don't know if they're trying to focus on that aspect. I don't know if they're trying to, look more of like an offensive threat, but they've really let teams score a lot of points against them.
I mean,
let teams score a lot of points.
They haven't really. It's just been the Rams. If you look at it, they played the Niners, the Panthers, and the Niners, All three of those games, they've really held their opponents to very low amounts of points.
Bad offense versus good offense. So if a team has good defense, it's against bad teams like you had just said. But when they go against top of the line offenses.
Those are good. The Niners offense is an amazing offense.
Not in that point in time. They were missing a lot of people. They were missing their best.
It was pretty good.
They were missing their best receivers.
I think, at least what I've been noticing is we might not have been in as many interceptions, as many sacks, but we've been really good at pressuring the quarterback, and also our pass defense and guarding receivers has been really good. We just haven't there's been a few times, at least in this last game, almost as an interception wasn't, but they've been batting on the ball and playing tight defense to allow us to limit some of those fourth down stops, and that is what ended up winning us that game.
Pressure is a little bit of a subjective stat, but I do see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I still want to see them prove themselves in the Super Bowl and see if they look a little better than they did against the Rams. So
I want to talk about how
good.
Yeah, they looked good. I just mean not as good as they have all season.
I thought the Seahawks had really good defense in the red zone. I mean, once they got down there, I think they had 2 stops in the red zone, worse than nothing,
and 2 stops for a field goal.
Yeah, and I think, that's going to be really key against the Patriots because the Patriots, they're a team that's, they're good at driving downfield, but if the Seahawks can just slow them down and then get that stop at the red zone, I think that's going to be their key to victory.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
I think if we're kind of focusing on at least the coaching job and this change of the Seattle organization over the last few years, I think the main thing that you could testify to is just the greatness of John Snyder as a GM and as a manager, because he's truly had some of the best drafting in the last few years. And if you look at our starting offense, we have so many just draft picks. We haven't made much trades or free agent pickups. Does anybody have anything to say about that?
I would disagree with you. I think that's a pretty straight up thing to say. So
I feel like he's just kind of gone under the radar because they haven't had that many wins, but now all of his work's kind of paying off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on, NFL head coaching.
Yeah.
Few new hires. Browns today just hired the old Ravens offensive coordinator. Personally, I think that is a terrible pick.
I think it's bad, but what do we think about Shadur now being a Pro Bowl quarterback?
It's just the type of situation where you're just going to go down the list, and Trevor Lawrence, they definitely asked him, he just said no.
Yeah.
And we've seen this in the past. Tyler Huntley got in.
Yeah.
Geno made it for 3 years in a row. I like Geno, but he's not a 3-year in a row guy.
This past half a decade, I think we've seen the Pro Bowl change into something that originally wasn't. You'd look up on stats, Wikipedia, and if you see someone has five Pro Bowl selections, you're like, dang, they were pretty good. Now it's oh, they have 5 Pro Bowl selections. Were they really that good, or did they just have a lot of fans?
It's really they need to fix the Pro Bowl, but I don't know how, because they're not going to go back to tackle football. Almost just cut it. But also, I feel like you need that recognition.
Yeah.
It feels weird to not have an all-star game.
Yeah. I just would like more skill challenges.
Yeah.
Where they the quarterback one where they throw out the targets. Because I don't think they just want to play more football. They're playing football for what 30 weeks in a row of the year.
I think the skill challenges are honestly more fun to watch than flag football.
Yes.
I remember a few years ago when Derek Carr absolutely balled out on one of those skill challenges. I think they're a really good place to see people's true potential. I mean, I don't love that people like Shadori's are getting in, but like things like that, they can maybe show that they're like good and they're just in a bad system.
And
I mean, when you look at the NBA, you know, All-Star Week compared to NFL Pro Bowl weekend, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
People are, celebrities are going to the Madison Square Garden to watch the All-Star Weekend. It's an event. It's something the teams look forward to. Pro Bowl, it seems like a joke at this point.
I mean, the NBA All-Star game is not much better. I mean, you got like
It's
no
gotten better, though.
defense at all.
It's definitely better, though.
I would love for there
I
to
like
be
the
an
new
NFL
change.
celebrity game.
Yes.
I would watch that.
They actually do have a celebrity flag football game, but it is just the most weird group of celebrities.
Get
It's on like
destroying in there.
I don't even know what it's on, but it's flag football, and I think flag football just because like basketball is just such an easy sport for like celebrities to play. It's just like such a traditional sport. Everybody's played it once. And football, I think there's just more of that gap, which is prevented.
Well, the whole
NFL.
point is that the celebrities, I guess I see where you're coming from. It's difficult to find a celebrity who can play football because it's definitely a more difficult sport than basketball. But when you're playing flag football, it's a little bit of a different story, you know.
At least the last few years, like the quarterback of these flag football celebrity teams, it was like, I want to say 1 year it was like Cam Newton versus Mike Vick. Like they're just using NFL players because they can't get celebrities. I think that's kind of just like they definitely need. I think improving that could go a long way into improving the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I just don't know how much there is to be improved on.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it just in general, like maybe put it in the middle of the season so
Yeah.
the players look forward to it because it's a break in the season where they're not gonna have to go so hard. Obviously, as fans, it might be like we have to wait through one more week, but for the players, it might just make it just that much more exciting to where players actually want to do it because it's just fun instead of it's gonna be for some players a whole like month after their season ended they're gonna go out there and play a game of flag football.
I mean that could be. I know a lot of people have thought about like the two bye situation, like a 20, and then add an extra game. That could be the solution. Add that as the second bye, if you will.
Fans want more NFL.
Yeah.
There's no scenario where someone's
Super Bowl will eventually go to President's Day.
There's no scenario where people are going to say, I want the NFL season to be shorter. No one's going to say that. I think they should up the games. I think they should put
18 makes sense.
games.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Have it an even number. Makes sense. I mean, and with the Pro Bowl, I liked what you said in the middle of the season because it gives players a break. And also, only 2 teams are still playing NFL right now, or playing NFL games right now and practicing. Maybe teams are doing some sort of conditioning, I would assume, as professional football players. But half the guys' seasons ended almost well over a month ago. Like now to go and have to reboot everything up and say, oh dang, I got to go over here halfway across the country and
play the water balloon catch.
Yeah, play the water balloon catch and try to make it seem like I'm actually trying in this game.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Yeah. Kind of focusing on the head coaching, or going back to that, Mike McCarthy to the Steelers. I think that's the most just jaw-dropping one of this little round.
I think it's a good hire, though.
I like it.
I don't know.
We're going to hear about coaches all over the offseason, but what I really want to focus on more is this whole entire Hall of Fame thing with
Bill
the
Belichick.
first Bill Belichick and not being a first bid.
I don't know. I mean, I think Mike Tomlin would be a first ballot.
I mean,
kidding.
maybe. I don't know.
No, I think it had to have to do with something about how he ended his legacy. Because there's no way you can look at his career as a whole and say he's not a first ballot.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've seen. So the way the voting works is people vote for multiple people, obviously. So maybe a lot of people were like, oh,
He'll get
Belichick's
in.
going to
Yeah.
get in. I'm not going to waste my vote on him. I want to see some other guys get in. And then he just ended up not getting those votes.
I could see that, but it just seems weird.
Yeah.
Like something's up. And I mean, it could be just him going to UNC and people not liking that. Could be him kind of tanking the end of his NFL career with Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi to a degree, I think.
I think also maybe with what the NFL is trying to prove right here is that obviously you're not supposed to factor in off the field stuff, but with the different gates that he had been involved with, I think the NFL is trying to crack down on that and saying you're going to have consequences for a long time.
Don't be deflating the balls.
Yeah, don't be deflating balls. Don't be messing around with stuff and making it unfair for other teams because we're going to get back at you eventually. And I think this is going to have an effect. Maybe I don't, but I think it maybe will have some sort of effect on Tom Brady's Hall of Fame ballot.
He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer,
He
but I definitely think we could see some repercussions of this.
I also
Julian Edelman not being a first ballot.
I don't think Edelman's necessarily a first ballot, but I definitely think he'll get in.
Yeah.
I think the one thing is like,
dude.
just think 10 years. I want the people who are voting is like 10 years time, when like you're just like looking back on someone's career, you're not looking at they had these couple like little issues. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy was great. He won what 6 Super Bowls? How many was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
6 Super Bowls. You're gonna be like, what? He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Something's off here. Like that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Moving on, Sam, I believe you have a hot take for us.
I do.
All right, 30-second hot takes. You know how it works. He has 30 seconds to give us a hot take, and then we'll say if we agree with it or not. All right, go.
My hot take is that Tyrese Maxey is the process, not Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid was the process and gave fans hope and was able to, bridge the gap and got through Ben Simmons while keeping them in, playoff conversations, obviously not last year. But now that Tyrese Maxey's there, I believe that he's our best player, and that's the guy who I want the ball. And I want the ball in his hands at the end of the game when we need a shot. And I just believe that he is the person who, in the playoffs, we're going to be relying on the most, and he's the one that's going to, bring us a championship.
The issue I have here is that we're talking about Joel Embiid. He was the process.
Yeah.
You can't take away that title. Now, what you're trying to say, if what you're trying to say is that he is that guy now in the Sixers, I totally agree with you. But I don't think his role is so huge to where he is like superstar right now. He still has a very good supporting cast around him.
I think
kind of elevating his game. He's getting the spacing on the court he needs. He's getting the scoring opportunities and people who can get open. He's looking good because his teammates are helping him look good.
And healthy
not
now.
taking away from his actual skill and talent. He is a good basketball player, but his cast around him is definitely helping him beat the process.
Yeah, I think Tyrese Maxey could become like better than Joel Embiid was at his peak, but I think right now Joel Embiid, peak Joel Embiid, is always going to be better than Tyrese Maxey, at least as of his current trajectory.
And I'm not talking about peak. When I say the process was never about getting one player who will win an MVP and win a bunch of scoring titles. The process was about bringing a championship. And so
the name
they
had
their
chance.
The name of the process, it's not about he was the best player on the Sixers for the most years. It's about who's gonna bring the championship to Philly, who's gonna give his fans hope, and that person is Tyrese Maxey.
And he has given them hope because I know you guys went from the James Harden era over into the early Paul George.
But 32 last night, I think.
I think so.
But now he actually is giving them hope. I mean, they're a top 5 seed in their conference, are they not?
I still think Joel Embiid will be the process. I mean, he gave them the chance to get to the title, and I think Ben Simmons kind of squandered that, which obviously...
I don't think you can put it on Ben Simmons.
Not all of it's on Ben Simmons, but I mean, he definitely played a role in you guys losing.
Without Ben Simmons, we still don't even get to that point, though. So,
I think overall, I'm gonna give it a lukewarm take.
Yeah,
I would give it a lukewarm, but I would like to hear it more in depth of what you mean by exactly what the process is and how Tyrese Maxey is becoming that process.
Yeah.
All right. Before we end it, I just want to give a special shout out to James Wiseman.
Yes.
Because at least me, I think Ethan too, we've been watching his YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel, it's just so sweet. I just love it. I don't know what else to say. It's just him. He does like vlogs showing him like hooping. He still got it. He can go back into the league, or at least like he can play somewhere.
And also, we actually asked him a question. We said, "What's your favorite PS5 game?" And he actually replied to us and said that he thought the best PS5 games. They're not really PS5 games, but
the
they're
old
old
2Ks.
2Ks. So
yeah.
You heard it here first. James Wiseman's favorite video games are the old 2K games. So.
All right. Well, next week we got a super-sized, super fun Super Bowl special, which will be coming out.
Super.
Boom, boom, boom. All right. You guys can follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We also have a Spotify now, so some of our episodes should be posted there, so check it out there. And peace.
Peace.
Peace.